DM, I'm texting, she hit me right back. I'm on the move, I'm not stressing, the king to these peasants, you know that's a fact. Y'all hate the press, y'all elect them, a press for 11, I gave him a stack. I use these words as my weapon, the demon the session, we killing the pack. We go from humble to flexing, you DM, I'm texting, she hit me right back. I'm on the move, I'm not stressing, the king to these peasants, you know that's a fact. Y'all hate the press, y'all elect them, a press for 11, I gave him a stack. I use these words as my weapon, the demon the session, we killing the pack. We slaying witches and demons, making a list like I'm Steven. This ain't the Garden of Eden. Playing this game, it's not even. I come with soldiers and legions. That is my name that you speaking. All of y'all live for the weekend. I don't know what you believe in. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. She rocking the two-piece and look like a snack. Stay out of trouble, but I got a new scheme. I'm sipping on wine while they sipping on Axe. I done told y'all if I see it, I cop it. You see what we rocking, we dripping all black. You being off, you seen this deposit. We brought a few bags and there's more in the back. I got riches storing up in heaven. I'm a big gorilla, I got ape aggression. Young and jaded like an adolescent. I'm slightly faded like an evanescent. Brand new villa up on the East Coast. You better come through because we stay progressing. If you roll with us, you better unpack before God teaches you an eternal lesson. Roll with me, you're gonna learn something. Roll with me, you're gonna earn some. We in the forest like we Fern Gully. If it's filling off, I discern some. Clean hearts, but we stay muddy.
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, 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 test, 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 testing, 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 testicles, testing, testicles, a testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1187 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and hoes? It's your boy Papa Swoleo, and this is how I fucking roll. Thank you so much for joining me on this fine day, on this fine episode. Thanks for joining live on YouTube at Daily Swole Podcast and everywhere else that you're watching. Thank you so much for being here. I can't reiterate enough, those of you that are interested or maybe listening or maybe watching on Instagram, if you want to catch the HD cast, the HD video, and you want to see the brand new, you ready for this, everyone? You ready? You ready? 3, 2, 1, the brand new Papa Swoleo cam. Oh yeah, look at that sexy beesh. Oh, look at you, you sexy little girl. What's up, mama? Hey, yeah. Oh. The Papa Swoleo cam. So if you want to catch all that, you got to go on the YouTube channel, Daily Swole Podcast. So check it out. I hope you all like that. I hope you all like the little lady showing up on the podcast. Look at you. You're so cute. You're so cute. You're so cute. Anyway, thank you so much for being here for episode 1187. Yeah, we're rocking. We are rocking. It's your boy, Papa Swoleo. Okay, it's Tuesday. I've been talking about a couple things. It's my birthday tomorrow. Yeah. It was my birthday 36 years ago. I am 36 years old. For everyone that keeps on asking, how old are you, Papa Swoleo? Well, I'm 36. And I was talking about yesterday, and I will talk about it tomorrow. Been talking about how I am focusing on my yoga and mobility. Number one, I'm changing the game. I still worked out today. I had a great pump, but I want to talk about trying new things. I want to talk about soreness a little bit. I want to talk about kind of upping the game and mixing things up, because a lot of you that are maybe on the fence, whether or not it's about joining Swolenormous X or starting a new program or going to a new gym or trying a new nutrition program or protocol or approach, everything needs to start somewhere, okay? Everyone that is an expert started somewhere. Everyone that was a beginner or an expert now started as a beginner, okay? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step or some bullshit like that, whatever it is. It all starts somewhere. We have to start from ground zero. We got to start with the first step. So one of those things that can hold you back, that can hold us back, is even just starting, is the unknown. Now, one of the crazy things about fitness, one of the crazy things about training, about lifting weights, about I guess approaching your nutrition in a new way, is that you're not going to see the payoff. You're not going to know if it fucking works until you do it for several weeks or at least a few months. It takes time. You have to invest time, and you have to put a lot up front. You have to put your trust in something, which is why A lot of you, when you join, for example, my private Swolenormous X site, when you join and start the programming and you join the family and the community, you know, you trust me. You trust me because I'm here every day and I help you through and I try to give as much free advice and recommendations and, insights that I can for your specific needs. And that gives you some, okay, this is going to be great because there's already proof of that, right? This is going to be great. Swolenormous X is going to be great because I love the podcast. I love what he's putting out. I'm picking up what he's putting down. I love the beard. I love the hair. It must be excellent. Plus, everyone in the comments is always like, how is it fucking awesome? How is it fucking great? So you have a lot of swindlers out there. You have a lot of people that are just trying to make a quick buck. You have a lot of things out there. There are a lot of branches on the tree. There are a lot of programs. There are a lot of different ways to organize your training program, even if you're not buying a program. Even if you're just looking one up, you're Googling it, or even if you're sitting in a room, in a dark, quiet room, and you're organizing different ways to do a training split. Even if you're doing that, even if you're doing that, even if you're just sitting in a room and you're working out different splits, you still have to do them to find out if they work. You still have to proceed and start doing that kind of training split. You have to start doing that training program. And it's one of those things that if you don't start, you're never going to see the benefits. You're never going to see the benefits of starting. You're never going to see the benefits of starting if you don't fucking start. And it's such common sense. It doesn't even make sense. It's so logical. It's like, well, if you don't do it, then you never get it done. Okay. If you never take the first step, you never walk 5. Oh, okay. It's a stupid thing to say, but we have to kind of go over it and say it again. So everyone recognizes that it's stupid. And then so you finally take some fucking action. That's what's important, that you actually go forward. You go forth and make sick fucking gains. You go forth and execute on that nutrition program that you want to start, the elimination diet or whatever it is. But you have to get started. And it's always, wherever you are, even if you're taking your current program, and you could drop this in the comments below, if you're in one of these situations, if you're in one of these sticking points, because even if you're doing your program now, whatever your program is, and you're going to up the volume, or you're thinking, oh shoot, should I do legs twice a week? Oh, I don't know. Let me ask Papa Swole, let me Google it. Let me see. You're never going to find a wrong answer, and you're never going to find a right answer anywhere. Because when you ask me something, hey, how many times a week should I be training legs? You could be doing 1, you could be doing 3, you could be doing 2. You could do legs, 3 times a week. You do it twice a week. You could do it once a week. I've made gains in all aspects. And some people will say that twice a week is better. And some people crush it once a week and have amazing results. So it depends on you, your experience, and what you're going through. So let me give you a little bit more context, because yesterday I was mentioning how I'm doing my priority now. Officially, I already started this, but tomorrow is my birthday officially, but I'm already starting. Yoga is my main priority. So I'm going to a hot yoga tonight. And, yesterday, I've been doing the yoga classes inside Swolenormous X. Sometimes I go to a class, and I know a lot of you mix it up too. What I'm doing is shifting my mindset. I'm shifting my mindset from this whole 20-year foray of just bodybuilding, lifting weights, getting huge, bodybuilding style lifting, weights, heavy, high reps, supersets, all the different concepts and all the different protocols. But once I started adding in yoga, that's been the biggest game changer. And that's why I talk about yoga so much. However, there is that fine line between, okay, am I just kind of trying to break even from my strength training, or am I really improving my mobility, or am I just kind of like treading water? Because unless you're biasing your training all in on one specific concept, you're only going to adapt so much. You're only going to make such progress if you don't go all in, you don't prioritize. So it comes down to priorities. Where do your priorities lie? And are you really giving priority access to what you're doing? Is it really, or are you actually taking action on that aspect of your training as a priority? Because a priority means it's number one, that you're not making excuses for it. You're getting it done no matter what. And I mentioned this the other day or last week when I had a choice between lifting weights and doing yoga. And I said, you know what? There's never, ever once been a yoga class I've regretted. I've regretted going to the gym sometimes. You get hurt or you just have a shitty workout. I'm like, I probably shouldn't have gone. I probably shouldn't have taken a day off. However, I've never once had a yoga class that I regretted. Never once. Has not happened ever. Period. End of story. I have never, ever once regretted a yoga class. Not once. I think that's pretty amazing. I think that's pretty amazing. That says a lot for yoga. That says a lot for the benefits of yoga. I've never once had a negative, maybe certain classes have been better. I've done better, but I've never left a yoga class and like, oh shit, I shouldn't have gone. It always does something. It always benefits. It always gets me more mobile. It always centers me psychologically. There's always a benefit to doing a yoga class. I've never had a bad experience. Never. I've never had a bad experience doing a yoga class. Not one time. Not one time. And that's important. That's important to recognize. It's important to recognize what you feel and how you feel from your training. Now, you don't want to always go by your feelings. You don't want to always default to your feelings because your feelings could trick you. Sometimes you don't feel like working out. You have to say, stop being a little bitch and go to the gym. And that comes from experience. It's really hard to answer that question. And I always get this in the comments, like when I post something on Instagram, I say, every time, I think I did this yesterday, day before, whatever that Twitter post was. And I said that whenever you feel like you don't want to go to the gym, that's when you have to go to the gym. That's when you need it the most. And of course, sometimes you don't feel like going to the gym. And sometimes that's your body saying you shouldn't go to the gym. You need to recover. You need to, you need to take off. You need to repair. You need to fix your shit. So it's not 100%, but it's hard to put all those nuances in one fucking Twitter post, in one Instagram post. Even if I give a nice blog context underneath, it's still hard to always, cover all your bases. But of course, you don't always go to the gym. You don't always train. You don't always do yoga. You don't always lift weights. So, and then some of these questions, do I prefer yoga in the morning or the evening? It's how often do I recommend it? It depends. I recommend doing it consistently. And when it comes to morning or evening, it doesn't matter. I prefer yoga when I get it done. If it's first thing in the morning, fantastic. If it's last thing in the day in the evening, that's fantastic. There's no right or wrong with yoga. And I've been getting that because yesterday we released Inside Soulnormous X, the brand new Brain Gains meditation section, which is phenomenal. And get a lot of people asking, well, what's the best time to meditate? Well, you'll read a lot of places, wake up and first thing you meditate. Some people don't like that flow. Some people like to do it before bed. Some people like to do it twice a day. Some people like to do it after their morning coffee or in the afternoon to reset and get ready for the second half of their day. As long as you're doing it, that's what's most important. That's what's most important because yoga and meditation, those are things that you cover. Those are things that you take and you carry with you. And you carry with you throughout the day. So meditation is a practice that you learn, but it helps you maintain mindfulness throughout the day. So it's not just that 5, 10, 20, whatever minutes you do at any time in the day. That kind of mindset you carry through other parts of your day. So it becomes more of a mindset that you carry through. And it helps you deal with stress and shit. And it's a practice. I still get fucking angry at stuff. I still have a short temper with certain things. I still fly off the handle, but I catch myself and I recover a lot quicker. And for those of you that think you don't need it, you're probably one of the people that need it the most. We all need it. We all need mindfulness. We all need that kind of approach, but it's kind of scary. That's why this episode is titled Try New Things. I mean, a lot of you are hesitant about yoga, but even more of you are hesitant about meditation. Like that's a new fucking thing. That's no joke. It's you're going into your brain and you're digging through shit. You're digging through shit and you're figuring stuff out. You're going through the trash and you're going through the clutter that's in your fucking head. That can be some scary shit. That could be some intimidating stuff. And I'm not saying that you're not going to find some skeletons in your closet, but those things that clutter up your brain, those are going to affect all the other things in your life. Those are going to affect all these other aspects of your life. All this hesitation to get something started, the impatience for sticking to and believing in yourself for a training program or a nutrition plan, figuring out what is most important to you, whether you really want abs or you just want to be healthier. We have to get off this whole social media or society thing of, okay, what do people value as a society and what do I value personally? So obviously I forge my own path with this podcast. I'm doing shit my way. You really have to want things for you. You don't have to want a six-pack. You don't have to have a six-pack, right? You don't have to want a six-pack. You don't need, newsflash. I'm not saying you should be obese. I'm not here for fat acceptance. I don't believe in healthy at every size. But what I do believe is that a six-pack isn't necessarily, it's not a health marker. You don't need a six-pack to be healthy. You can have a flat stomach and not have a six pack. You don't have to have a gut, but you don't need to see the squares. You don't need to have such low body fat that you can see the bumps in your rectus abdominis to be healthy. Okay. But excess belly fat, that's a sign that you're going to be more predisposed to diseases and more predisposed to insulin resistance and other things that come down the line. So these are just warning signs. These are aspects of it. So you can always make the argument one way or another, but you have to separate the physical from what you actually want. And you have to separate from what other people want or what society tells you that you want versus what you actually want. And yesterday when I was talking about the yoga and the mobility and how I'm really focusing on my own personal care in terms of going all in on mobility, going all in on yoga, really giving 110% and prioritizing that over my strength training, that's a hit to my ego inside my own head because I've always been the lifting guy. I've always been Papa Swole, and I'll still, you know what? I shouldn't say that. I'll be Papa Swole until the day I motherfucking die, bitches. I'll be Papa Swole forever. Am I right, baby? Am I right? Say hi to the camera. Yeah, you're on the podcast, mama, baby girl. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Nah, she doesn't give a shit. All right, screw you too, man. Bummer. She turns around. Doesn't want to play today. It's all right. We'll keep cutting back to her. Nice little papa cam. I know you all like that. I know you all appreciate that shit. So for me, the focus is now on yoga and mobility. For me, the focus is on prioritizing my recovery and how I feel and just the motion of my joints, making sure that everything is all the shit that I've fucked up over the years and just the tightness, just the stiffness, just that internal tension. Got to release a lot of stuff. And a lot of these yoga poses are tough for me. They're tough for you. They're tough for me. When you're squatting heavy, when you're lunging heavy, when you're benching heavy, relative to you, when you're doing a lot of pull-ups and when you're just tightening up these large, powerful muscles, right? These superficial muscles, the lats, the pectoralis major, the glutes, you got the quads, the hamstrings. When you're doing a lot of these powerful, larger macro muscles, those little tiny ones get really stiff and the joints get really stiff, right? Your body is going to adapt to what you expose it to. And if you've never exposed it psychologically to meditation or physically to yoga, you're missing out. You're really missing out. And I couldn't encourage this enough. And I know I'm fine being a broken record. I'm fine saying it over and over again. I'll continue to. And I know it's not necessarily everyone wants to get fucking yoked. Everyone wants to get fucking yoked. Everyone wants to get shredded. Everyone wants to have a six pack. Everyone wants to see the striations on their fucking asshole. I get it. But I mean, how is that helping you for real? How is that helping you? You want to maintain a healthy body weight. You also want to maintain a healthy body image. And that's going to be individualized. It's okay to have your own, it's okay to pursue your own aspect of health. It's okay to pursue your own goals that's independent of what the masses want. You're not going to be on a magazine cover. You're not an athlete. You're not a fitness model. You're probably not even a fitness professional, those of you that are listening to this. So why are you training like a fitness pro? Why are you training like an athlete? Why are you training like someone that's getting into a competition? You're not getting into a competition. So why are you training like that? That has a short shelf life. You're setting yourself up for an injury. You're setting yourself up for slowing down with consistency and taking too much time off and overtraining, under recovering. It's important to have all these aspects covered in your training. And if you're focusing only on what you're eating and what you're doing physically in terms of, okay, what resistance am I doing today? Am I doing chest and back or upper body or push pull? What am I doing for the tension, for the higher intensity type training? And you're ignoring the recovery, you're missing, easily 75% of what's going to help you make progress. That's like 75%. This is a random number. 75% is a random number. It has no value. I'm just throwing out something like maybe 10, 15% is what you're doing in the gym. 10, 15% is the food, nutrition, and 75 or the rest of the 60, 70% is your sleep, is your hydration, is your yoga, mobility. You want to throw in nutrition with there too. It's just, it really is like fucking, it's all what you're doing outside the gym. It's all what you're doing outside the gym. It really is. The recovery is everything. If you're overtraining, you're under recovering. If you're overtraining, think about that. It's not really overtraining, it's under recovering. You're under recovering relative to what you're doing. So you can say you're overtraining. Are you? Maybe, but maybe you could recover and put more effort into your recovery and do more things for your recovery. And then maybe your training volume is fine. Maybe you're totally fine. Maybe training 3 days a week or 4 days a week or 5 days a week, whatever you're doing, maybe that's fine. You're just not doing enough yoga or foam rolling or stretching. You're not hydrating enough. You're not sleeping enough. Could be all those different aspects. You know, there's a lot of misconceptions around overtraining. We always like to think that we're doing too much. Oh, am I doing too much? Am I doing too much? I don't want to do too much. Most people barely fucking do anything. Most people are worried about doing too much before they even fucking start. They're doing 4 days a week. Am I overtraining because I'm sore? You're not overtraining lifting 4 days a fucking week. If you are, you're doing stupid amounts of volume and you're a beginner. Because once you get more equipped and you get more experience, you can train more frequently. You can do more volume. It's called progression. However, if you're progressing continuously and you're not giving yourself enough ample time to recover and you start doing too much frequency and too much volume, you're going to have trouble recovering in time. And then you're training damaged muscles that haven't had a chance to recover, and you're more likely to get hurt. So it's okay to increase your volume and your frequency, but you need to balance it out with recovery. That's not the sexiest thing. Foam rolling's not sexy. Doing yoga, yoga can definitely be sexy. Meditation, people are intimidated as fuck as meditation. Sitting there quietly with your eyes closed and just breathing. Holy shit. What the fuck? You mean I'm not scrolling on Instagram? You know, I'm not getting TV flashed in my face. I'm not getting 1,000 different pieces of content in my eyeballs every 5 seconds. Yeah, you have to slow shit down. It'll really help you balance out your training. It'll help you balance out everything from social media to your training to just your internal dialogue. We all have that inner voice. And I say this many times on the podcast when I tell everyone to stop being a bitch and get to the gym, when I have all these posts and Twitter posts and Instagram things, that's really my internal, I'm sharing my own internal asshole voice that I say to myself with you. I'm not an angry, raging person. Like in person, I'm very chill. I'm not fucking yelling and I'm not a psychopath, but that internal voice has to be savage. That internal voice has to be savage. Otherwise, you're just going to fucking float through life. Gotta be savage. You got to turn it up. You got to turn it up inside. But it's very easy to internalize everything. It's very easy to take what other people say personally. It's very easy to think that you want something when you don't really want something. You're just kind of programmed to want it. And that's what fat acceptance and healthy at every size and those people try to play off, like, oh, society says that you should be thin. Society says this. Well, okay, I don't care if you're fat, but I mean, the stats and the science is solid. If you're obese, you're going to have a lot of risks for illness. There's a reason why there aren't a lot of obese old people, because they fucking die and they don't get out much, if anything, and they die. So, you know, we're fighting facts versus feelings on that one, but whether or not you have a six pack, whether or not you have big biceps doesn't matter. That stuff doesn't matter for your health. You should be strong enough to lift yourself up, to carry things, to walk up a flight of stairs. You should have enough cardio to walk up a flight of stairs, to maybe play with your kids. I mean, what do you need fitness for? What do you personally need fitness for? You might not be working in a field 8 hours a day, but you should be fit enough to execute daily tasks and prepare for the long term, because that's where we're going. We're all going to the old age, and we're all going to be, you know, we're all going to be tapping into our bank account, everything that we're investing in now. Gotta hydrate because I got yoga soon, got hot yoga. So right now you're investing. You're investing your time, you're investing your energy. So where are you investing your energy the most? It's like one of those long-term like mutual funds, right? 30-year index. So you're investing long-term, you're putting money in, you're not going to look at it, and you know it's going to appreciate in value. You know you're going to get more in the long term. You know, as long as the United States doesn't collapse, it's going to go up long term. So you're making money. However, you're not, you know, this is a long-term investment. You're not going to take it out in 3 weeks. You're going to take it out maybe in 30 fucking years, like retirement. So that's literally what you're doing with your fitness. Right now, when you're training, if you think about your training and your nutrition, if you're doing it for retirement, oh, this is my investment for retirement. You'll put stuff in a fucking 401k, but you're not going to go to the gym. You're not going to opt for some healthier foods. You're not going to meditate. You're not going to do yoga. You're not investing in your body. Who cares if you have 60 grand in the bank account or 5 million if you can't walk up a flight of fucking stairs? It's worthless. It's absolutely worthless if you have money, but you don't have health. And I know this from personal experience because I've trained a lot of geriatric people. I've trained that population. And I remember when I was training and my clients would pull up in brand new fucking pimped out big rim Cadillacs, Bentleys, Ferraris, all the big Maybachs, just fucking, South Florida, we got money. We got money down here. And guess what? They could barely get out of the fucking car. They could barely do a bodyweight squat. They could barely walk. They were shuffling. God fucking, they're banged up. Banged up, fam. Really banged up. That's no way to live. Who cares if you have money if you can't move? But this is the kind of shit you got to think about now. And look, I am aware a lot of you are older than me that are listening to this. How old are you? Everyone that's watching, how old are you how old are you right now? I'm 36 tomorrow. How old are you? How old are you? It doesn't, the whole point is that it doesn't really matter. However, it does matter. Most of you are not going to be 70 watching this. Most of you are going to be in your 20s, probably 25 to 45, maybe 50. All right, so we got 55, 27, 25. Let's see what we got here on YouTube. 51, 37, 30. Right, so I was pretty accurate with that. So we got kind of 20 to 50 here. There you go. All right, 26, 34, 43. All right, so let's group everyone together. Okay, so anyone that's 20, 25 to 50, let's put us all right in the same bucket. It's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. I know you'd be like, well, that's fucking wrong. When you're 25, it's much different than 45. Yeah, but if you're exercising regularly and you're taking care of yourself, you can be banged up at 25 or 30 and you could be in great shape and feel fucking like a 15-year-old when you're 45 and 50 if you're in shape. I'm 36, I feel amazing. I'm in such better shape than people that are 18 years old. So that really, it's all relative. So let's just put everyone in the same group. We're all in the same bucket. We have 30, 40, or 50 years left, depending on where you're starting at. Okay. We got a certain amount of time left. We all have a certain amount of time. We don't know when our time is, but it's coming and it's dwindling down. So every time you go to the gym, it's an investment. It's not time away from something else that you want to do. Everyone's like, oh, I got so many things to do. I can't go to the gym. You're going to the gym. That needs to be a requirement. That's your daily investment. That's your daily input into your future. That's your daily investment. That's your daily, you're dropping a couple cents in the coin container. Remember your grandmother would keep a little jar. You put 5 cents in after, 20 years, you have $100 in there. Yeah, that's what it is. You're just putting a little bit in every day. It's not for now. The workout you did today, you'll feel good for a short period of time. It makes you feel good now. I get it. You get those endorphins and shit. Okay, you get amped up, you feel good. But it's not the benefits you don't get today. You have to recover and get the benefits tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But everything you put in now, everything you invest now in terms of your time and your energy and nutrition, that's what's going to pay off in 30 years. If you're training now, you're going to be in such better condition and such better shape than your parents and your grandparents at their age. You don't want to end up like that. How many of you have someone in your life that has trouble walking, moving? How many of you have someone in your life that is obese, that has trouble with their body weight? How many of you have someone in your inner circle, whether it's a coworker, a family member, or a friend? How many of you have someone that's fucking in your circle that is literally, you look at them and you might actually keep them around or spend time with them so you can actively be like, okay, I don't want to be like this person. My gym, there's actually a lot of elderly people at my gym, a lot of older people. And it's not like a powerlifting gym. It's just very convenient because it's close to where I work. So it's very convenient for me to go. It's very close to the Swole hole. However, even though it might not be the best environment for me to make the most gains, I actually like looking around. I like looking around and seeing people, okay, a lot older than me that are still getting it done. And also, I like looking at older people and be like, I am not going to be that fucking person. I am not going to let myself go like that. I am not going to let myself go like that. It is important to surround yourself with shit you don't want to be like in many ways. You don't want to lose inspiration. You don't want to surround yourself with people that will drag you down emotionally, but you want to surround yourself with people that you want to surround yourself with something that inspires you. And sometimes what inspires you is exactly the opposite of what you want to become. And if you look at that and you notice, okay, I don't want to look like that. I don't want to be like that person. That's, that's important. If you don't want to look like that person, you're going to do a lot of stuff to avoid that end game. It's important to notice that. And if I didn't have the same experience, with personal training, if I didn't train, geriatric populations for a while, if I didn't see that up close personally, I wouldn't have the same concept. My grandparents passed and I definitely saw lack of mobility and what lack of health can really lead to because they never really took care of their health in that way, never exercised and stuff like that. But it's really like the perspective from it's kind of like seeing it's like the Christmas Carol where you see the ghost of Christmas future and you see your future and you're like, holy shit. You're like, holy shit, I don't want to be like that ever. Oh, this is my potential future. I'm going to change things. That's a big deal. That's a big thing to see. And obviously the message and the moral of the Dickens tale of A Christmas Carol, I believe, right? That's what it's called, was I don't want to be like that. I'm going to change my ways now so that isn't the future that actually comes to pass. So what future do you not want to come to pass? What future do you not want to be a reality? What future do you not want to have to deal with? You have that choice right now. Right now, you're making that choice. Right now, you're making that choice. When you go to the gym, when you put in time, when you make a healthier meal, when you opt to make food at home rather than go to McDonald's or Burger King, you're making a choice. You're investing in your future, in the future that you want. Yeah, Scrooge. Well, that's not what it's called. That was the Bill Murray movie. People here, we're so well educated. We're so well rounded. Yeah, that was the Bill Murray movie. But it's A Christmas Carol. Pretty sure, right? Anyway, who cares? Doesn't matter. You all know the story. Don't be Scrooge. Right, don't be Scrooge. See the future. Don't be Scrooge with your fitness. Don't be Scrooge with your fitness. Don't be all bah humbug about doing your yoga. Don't be all bah humbug about meditating. And look, does meditation, people don't realize that what meditation does in terms of de-stressing yourself. If you're less stressed out, your cortisol levels will drop and you'll be less likely to store body fat. You'll be less likely to have bloating issues. A lot of people lose weight from meditation, from lowering their stress. So you combine that with healthy eating, which lowers stress. You combine that with better sleep, lower stress. You combine that with exercise, lower stress. You combine that with getting rid of toxic people in your life, lowers stress. A lot of things will lower your stress. A lot of things will make your life a lot better, but you have to do them. And you have to be ready to be proactive now about that. So let's take some questions. Let's take some comments. Anyone have any questions about anything? Any questions about anything at all? Tomorrow's episode, we're going to talk a little bit more about this topic. Going to go into it a little bit more. Of course, tomorrow is my birthday. Big hip, hip, fucking hooray. But I am making a change. I have made a change and I have stood by it. Now I'm doubling up. I'm actually doing more activity than I have in a while. And I'm sore. And today I'm sore. Today I was a little bit sore and I went to the gym, did some chest and triceps, but I was already sore. So a lot of you ask me, well, what do you do when you're sore? You're going to be sore if you're increasing the volume and you're increasing your intensity or your output. I mean, you don't necessarily want to work out when you're sore all the time. Depends on the context and your experience. But if you're increasing the frequency or increasing the volume, you're going to be a little bit more sore until your body adapts to it. So there's that fine line between you're pushing yourself and you're going into uncharted territory and your body is trying to adapt. So you're a little bit sore and stiff, but you want to keep that schedule so your body adapts to it. And there's also, hey, I did too fucking much and I won't recover properly because I'm not focusing on repairing and I'm just sore and I'm just hammering a nail that's already bent and you're just jacking yourself up. So if you're trying something new, you're going to be sore. If you're trying something different, you're going to be sore. If you're increasing volume, you're going to be sore. If you're increasing frequency, you're going to be sore. If you're trying new exercises, you're going to be sore. And that's not a bad thing. You just have to be aware of it and then temper your workouts and your intensity, drop the weight a little bit, warm up more. And if you're doing a new training schedule and you're sore, just be mindful of it and don't push yourself into this type of uncharted territory without proper progression. It's very important to ease into it, but also recognize that if you're sore, it's a reaction. Your body's reacting to something it's not used to, so it's normal to be sore. What's my favorite type of yoga? I'd have to go with yin yoga. Yin yoga is amazing. I love meditating and deep breathing. Very good, Fiona. I agree. It's excellent. Tawny Cisneros, how do you personally recover aching joints? Depends on why your joints are aching. You might not be getting enough healthy fats. Maybe you're training with improper form. Maybe you're not hydrating enough. Maybe you're eating foods that are causing inflammatory reactions in your body. Depends on what's causing achy joints. So it's hard to answer that question. But yoga is amazing. Yoga helps. Sometimes achy joints can just be from muscle imbalances and just tension that's pulling in the wrong way. Miss Mick GC, hey Papa, I get so tired of seeing super fit people or super obese people. What? I sometimes feel like being an average size makes me feel left out. What do I think of that? I don't think anything of it. You get tired of seeing super fit people or super obese people. You feel left out? That's on you. Why do you feel left out? Just do you. You're an average size? Okay. So what does that mean? I don't think anything of it. There are people of all shapes and sizes, whatever you expose your eye holes to. You know, you don't have to look at super fit people. You don't have to look at super obese people. You can focus on yourself. I honestly don't think anything of it. Everyone looks different. Even lean people and super fit people look different. Everyone looks different. Let's see here. Oh, we got some dumb fucks in the comments. Kind of creepy. Why do I have no top on? Because I don't feel like wearing a shirt. You fucking idiot. Stupid people. I literally cry for meditation because it's the only way I actually relax and release all that stress. It can very easily release a lot of emotions like that. Good for you. Good for you. You're not less of a man for crying. You're not less of a man for meditating. A lot of people are too masculine. I'm too tough. I can't sit there and meditate. That's a chick thing, man. Henchme 976 on YouTube. Some people say eating raw meat can be beneficial for health. Any opinions? I would avoid eating raw meat. You can get very, 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 very sick. That's awesome, Julia. Bless Papa. Your influence had me making my sedentary sister do 15 minutes of yoga with me between Netflix episodes. Good shit. That's a good way to implement some fun stuff. You want to watch another episode of Netflix? We got to do 15 minutes of yoga between. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate it. Frank, what's up, dude? Tendonitis in the elbow. How do I fix it? One of the best ways to fix it is get one of those TheraBars. You can get them on Amazon. Depends on where it is. If it's medial or lateral epicondylitis, there's different exercise depending on where you're having the pain. If you stand in anatomical position with your palms facing forward, if you have pain on the inside, close to the body, the medial side, or the lateral side of your elbow, whether it's tennis elbow or golfer's elbow. I didn't say them in any particular order either. So it depends on where the elbow is, on where the pain is. But it's usually an imbalance between the flexors and the extensors. Alex, I just found out I'm hypermobile. Please tell me what type of yoga and what help for my mobility. I would say doing yoga and just holding static positions more, strengthening those stabilizers, but I'm not an expert in hypermobility. So unless you were recommended anything in particular, I mean, stabilization is stabilization. You have to teach your body still has to move through the same space as everyone else's. So it's important that you are addressing that. Regine Sugarfree, YouTube. Happy birthday. Thank you. When do you recommend joining a 3K or 5K marathon? I'm currently obese, but scared to join those things, but they look fun. If you're obese, I wouldn't run at all. I wouldn't run at all until you lose a lot of weight. What's a 3K or 5K marathon? A marathon is 26 miles. So a 3K is like a mile and change and a 5K is like 3 miles. So I would avoid running until you lose weight, because you already have a lot of extra weight in your joints. You could really fuck yourself up. Nick did yin yoga for the first time yesterday after hearing you talk about it for 20 different podcasts. Any recommendations on how to avoid muscle cramps while doing yoga? More hydration. You might want to put some Celtic sea salt or something in your water beforehand. You're probably just dehydrated and you're hitting muscles that are not used to being hit. So better hydration is always important. Zachary, when I floor press, one elbow, when I floor press, you mean bench press on the floor? One elbow touches the ground before the other, even with light weight. Do you think it's an upper back imbalance? It could be. Could be a limb length, could be an upper back imbalance, could be one elbow is dropping lower than the other and you have one higher. You have one more, I guess, what's the word? More abducted than the other. So you don't realize it because you're not looking at yourself from a top standpoint. You might be dropping one elbow more, which gives more range of motion, less tension in the shoulder when you're retracting or when you're doing horizontal abduction. So maybe your elbow's flaring up a little bit. Possibly, just guessing. Kimberly Allison, any tips on meditation? Can't seem to get to a quote quiet place. What does that mean? Or to able to focus on your meditation? Meditation is not about not having thoughts. A lot of people don't understand. I didn't either. Meditation is not about having less thoughts. It's just about being able to sift through and focus on specific things and pretty much go through all the junk that's in your brain. And eventually, after you go through all your closet, so to speak, your mind will be more clear. So you can do different types of meditation, focusing on the breath. You can do different sequences. A lot of it is just focusing on one specific thing, like the breath. It's because when you focus on one thing, you tend to forget and not pay attention to all the other things, the thousands of thoughts that are going through your brain all the time. So literally, meditation is pretty much just sitting there quietly. So if you focus on your breath, just regular relaxing breaths, you can follow a guided meditation app. A lot of you that are in Swolenormous X already, if you haven't yet, check out the Brain Gain section. We launched it yesterday. So there's a brand new meditation section in Swolenormous X that we are building out and adding more to. So it's already there for those of you that are X members. So there's different ways. Guided meditation is a great way to start, and that can lead you towards doing more solo meditations. Swolio, did you ever any physical therapists? Did you ever any, as in gym trainer? I don't know. I don't understand your question. That's a little bit messy. I don't understand what you're asking. I know you can't spot reduce. I've always had a big belly since kids. People always ask if I'm pregnant. What foods do you recommend? Could I benefit from your elimination diet? You certainly might. I don't know what you're eating. I know nothing about you, but no, you cannot spot reduce belly fat. If you are bloating, if you have like a distended stomach or you have any issues from your pregnancy, there's only so much diet can do, but training your intrinsic core muscles, doing planks and vacuums and stabilizers for your transverse abdominis can help. But also if you're having bloating, that can be from gluten, it could be from dairy, it could be from any foods maybe that are causing you sensitivities, which I couldn't guess, but there's always possibilities. Is chili a healthy supplement in the food? Chili? Like, what do you mean chili? Like chilies? I'd recommend most people to stay away from spicy shit. I mean, like chili peppers or chili powder. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people have different varying opinions. I don't really go for spicy stuff too much anymore. Agon17 on Instagram. I've lost 43 pounds so far and felt like I've lost motivation to lose more. How should I go about getting to the right mindset again? I've tried everything but lose focus. Maybe you don't really want to lose weight. If you want it bad enough, you'll do it. You won't be asking me, how do I find motivation to lose more weight? Do you want to lose weight or not? You've lost 43 pounds. That's fucking great. Why would you lose motivation after losing 43 fucking pounds? You lost a small human being and you don't have the motivation to lose more. Get in the right mindset. How do you get in the right mindset? If you need to lose more weight, then fucking do it. It's not complicated. Go exercise. Don't worry so much about caloric deficit. Eat real foods, eat quality foods, and go move. Go move. Go train. Go lift. Go lift. Go do it. Pop, I only eat whole foods, but I do eat a lot of fruit throughout the day. I understand that it's high sugar, but doesn't matter when it's just from fruit. Don't worry about it. You're getting a lot of fiber from fruit. A lot of people demonize fruits high in sugar. Yeah, but you got a lot of fiber and phytonutrients. So people that demonize fruit for sugar don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Fruit's amazing. Get the fuck out of here. In the summer, human beings, why do you think fruit looks red and yellow and ripe in the summer and tastes absolutely delicious? It's because we're supposed to eat it. There aren't what natural foods in the world taste, natural foods like grows on a tree, can be hunted. What foods taste delicious that are horrific for you, that will kill you? And I'm literally asking, like, what are they? You find a watermelon in the wild. It's amazing. You find mangoes or grapes or blueberries. They're amazing. I'm sure there's some toxic fruit. So, okay, I'm sure there's something out there. You know, why do you think wild game and meat and fatty cuts of meat taste amazing? Why do you think it tastes fucking amazing? Because it's fucking good for you and it's fucking amazing. That's why it tastes great. That's why the fat tastes great. Low fat diet. That's why low fat food tastes like asshole, because low fat sucks. My opinion, my experience, but it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Why do you think fattier cuts of steak taste better? Because they're fucking better. There's more energy. It tastes delicious for a reason. Why does fruit taste delicious? Because it's fucking delicious. My thoughts. My thoughts on it. I love fruit. I don't restrict myself from fruit. I don't restrict myself from fruit. If I want to eat, that's where I let myself go. It's like, if I want to eat watermelon, I'll eat half a watermelon, but I piss it out. It's mostly water, and I fucking exercise plenty. And I'm in a hot environment. I sweat like a beast. You know, anytime you have these studies or people that say, well, fructose isn't good for you, it's usually from a bullshit study where people are drinking fructose. Like any of those studies, it's usually people that are consuming these pre-made serums of fructose or sucrose or glucose. They're not eating fruit. They're not eating like a pear. They're not eating a fucking apple. They're taking glucose tabs or fructose tabs, and people read studies and just make shit up. I enjoy watching your content. Does green tea help with boosting metabolism? I don't know. Probably not. Is it essential to drink it? No. How do I know? I don't drink green tea. Sometimes I do. I think green tea is the most overrated thing. Green tea, does anyone else agree with that? I know green tea, I'm sure it's good for, you could drink it. It's not bad. I mean, it's green tea. But it tastes like shit. Green tea has that bitter fucking nasty taste. It's not really that good. But it's definitely not boost your metabolism. Not enough that you're going to notice like, wow, I started drinking green tea and now I'm making all these fucking gains. I look so lean because of my green fucking tea. Said no one ever. No one. You can drink it. It's not going to be the game changer in your diet. How much weight should you lose before working out? You should fucking start working out. That's how you should lose weight. My God, where are we going with these questions? Come on, Instagram. Go over to YouTube and get some help. Yeah, get some help over there. Everyone's losing weight. How much should I lose weight for working out? You should work out so you lose weight. Start working out. Start doing low impact exercise, lifting weights, and eating better. You'll lose weight faster. Yeah, green tea is nasty. I agree, Adam. I don't like it. I can't eat certain fruits and melons because of my IBS. It kills me. Some people have interesting sensitivities. Green tea is an acquired taste. I really like it. I'm sure it is. I literally love green tea. That's fine. Look, I'm sure if it's a good tea, if it's a good green tea, I'm sure it's good. I've had some shitty green. I think there's just shitty teas out there. I'm just fucking around, but it's pretty bitter. So yeah, I mean, if you're overweight and you're trying to lose weight, come on, just start eating better. Just start getting onto it, getting after it. Start getting after it. Just start getting after it. Start lifting. Don't go running. Don't go any fucking impact stuff. Do I still hate CrossFit? I've never hated CrossFit. Is that video still kicking around? I made that video as a fucking goof. Most people shouldn't be doing CrossFit, and most people do CrossFit for the wrong reasons, but I don't hate CrossFit. I don't give a shit if you do CrossFit. As long as I'm not forced at gunpoint to do CrossFit, I'm fine with you doing it. I made that video, and I was just like making fun of it, and people got so fucking offended. You don't know about exercise. Well, Their actual website for years was incorrect with exercise physiology. It was a straight up incorrect information on their main website. It's random exercise. CrossFit's random fucking shit. And they shotgun their certification, and they shotgun their brand, and they grew way too fast. And they had a lot of shitty fucking people teaching CrossFit and opening up gyms way too quickly. And then now it's probably better, or probably settled down because a lot of those gyms probably went out of business. But then you have all these other little spin-offs that don't pay the royalties, so they don't call themselves CrossFit. They're just garage gyms and people doing random shit. Look, if you have intelligent people programming certain things for specific reasons, I think there's applications for CrossFit. I think it's great for military and for firefighters and people that really have to do random shit with high intensity, like that do a lot of different shit. But for the average person, you don't need to train like that. It's not longevous. That's a good word. It's not a good long-term approach to fitness, in my opinion. I think a solid strength training protocol with yoga and meditation, mobility, I think it covers all your bases and it's more controlled. You can still do active recovery. You can still do fun stuff. You can still dabble with total body workouts and some chaotic movements and some kind of grab bag type shit just for active recovery and for fun and just for technical skill. But in terms of training and performance, a lot of the lifts and stuff that are done in CrossFit are not meant to be done for endurance. And they're done for time, and everything is tracked and measured, and you know, it causes a lot of high risk. It's a high risk environment. What's your secret to your thick beard? Genetics and probably diet, nutrition, skincare. I mean, your skin quality is really or in large part to what you eat. I eat a ton of fat. Fat's great for your skin. Best back exercises never exists. There's no best back exercise. For both strength and overall health, there's no best exercise of anything. I already do yoga. I had to stop pretty much everything because of my back pain. Deadlifts, perhaps, but if you have back pain, you have to be guided under that. But a lot of people have back pain. They don't have proper glute activation and posterior chain activation. That might have been talking over your head, but there is no best back exercise. One more question. Julie, I just started adding lifting to my exercise routine. I already do yoga. Any advice about the best way to promote recovery in the hours after lifting? Foam rolling. You could do yoga, hydration. Sauna is great. Those things are excellent. I mean, you know, it's all about the recovery. It's all about your recovery process, eating, hydrating. Those are all extremely important. Extremely, extremely important. For those of you that love asking questions, I'll try to take some more, you know, from day to day. But reminder, for those that might be new to the podcast, today's Tuesday, but every Sunday we have the Sunday Fun Day Q&A-ness, and I try to take questions during every podcast. But on Sundays, I take full-blown questions, as many questions as I possibly can. So Sunday is the absolute time to be here for the podcast. Papa was a little bit, baby girl, say bye to the podcast. Mama, hey, say goodbye. You're a bump on a log today. You don't want to play? Wow. Talk about a party pooper. Set up the Papa Swole cam and she just kind of laying there. We'll get some more action in the future, I'm sure, but we're here every single day, so there's plenty of opportunities for that. However, thank you everyone for joining me for episode 1187 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I will be here tomorrow, of course, for 1188 Burp Day episode. We're going to talk more about all this stuff. So if you got questions, make sure you bring them, and we'll be here and we'll be slamming it out. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Check out swolenormousx.com for all the links to the podcast, blog, apparel, and more. And of course, make sure you check out for the daily, day-to-day stuff, Instagram at Swolenormous, the Instagram stories and shit like that. However, if you want to get notified and you want to get the best video, the best audio, and the best notifications, subscribe to the Daily Swole Podcast on YouTube. Daily Swole Podcast is the name of the channel. Subscribe, hit the bell, and everyone gets their notifications like dead on accurate. So make sure you go and subscribe there so you can join us over on the YouTube. You get your channel, your questions and stuff pulled up on the screen. You get all the video, get the Papa Swole cam. So it's fire. So I'll see you over there, and I'll see you all tomorrow for 1188 of the Most Muscular Peace McGeese, Deuce Magoose, your boy Papa Swole, out.